Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I'm out at a location that is new to me. I've looked at this spot on the map and I'm kind of at the end of a road. You know, this is not really a very pretty spot, but very close to me here is the Boise River, just as it comes past the Lucky Peak Dam, and it goes through a pretty good little gorge there, and it's kind of cool looking. And this place offers me a spot to take off and fly over that way, and we're kind of by the Oregon Trail as well, so I just want to give you some context of where I'm at. Now, you probably will not see this video till long after I've actually done this flight, because we're kind of at the end of the really nice fall weather. It's in the high 60s right now. By this weekend, the temperatures are going to start to drop. We're going to get some rain and clouds. So I'm getting a bunch of flights in while I can, and so we can have to put up on the channel so that we can remember what the nice weather was like when we're in the middle of winter. But anyway, we should get some pretty good views here. And I've got the Autel Evo Nano Plus. Good drone for this. We're just going to take it up and we're going to have a little bit of a look around. So let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, I've got the Autel Sky app fired up. Let's go ahead and it says safe to fly, so I think we're good to go here, but let's look through and double check. Yeah, where I think where I'm at here, 36 meters is good for the return to home altitude and signal loss. We want to return to home. It's not asking for any calibrations. Again, we're shooting in 4K, 30 frames per second, and you know they call me Dr. Automatic, so we will be in auto while we shoot here. So I'm not going to start video until we take off. So let's go ahead and do an automated takeoff on the app. I always forget that's a slider on the Sky app. So refresh the home point. There's the little drone. We're at 97% battery. I charged this battery a few days ago, so I was curious about that. So there I am, and it sees me there, the obstacle avoidance. I'm going to kind of give you a look around this area that I'm at here right now. Let's start recording now. There's the Tahoe, but I kind of want you to see, you know, there's a bunch of refuse around here. This isn't a particularly nice place to take off. There's this sign here about, you know, you can see it's been vandalized quite a bit and so forth. Then the other thing I want you to notice is there's those power lines right in front of us here, and that's the direction we're going to be going. So we're going to be cognizant of that as we take off. And I just want to kind of give you a look at where I'm parked here, because it's, like I said, it's not the most beautiful spot that there ever was, for sure. But that's where we're at. So let's bring the drone in here a little bit. Pick up some altitude, and we'll do our droney. The drone is facing into the sun, facing probably due south right now. Just to give you a little context, I'm going to drop the camera down, and we're in standard mode. And there's an aircraft flying coming our way, but he's way higher than we'll ever be. So yeah, let's do this. Reverse and up now. Reverse and up. And I'm really grabbing some altitude here and slowing down on the reverse part and way high on the up part, because I want to make sure I am way higher than these power lines that we have off to the side here. And you'll see those in a second. And you're hearing an aircraft above me right now. It's a big old jet airliner, and he's way up there. So anyway, so then this kind of gives you a look at the area here. And so the Oregon Trail is right here, and which one of these paths is actually the real Oregon Trail, I don't know. And you can see we're kind of right above those power lines right now. So to kind of show you what I meant there. And then if you look off in this distance, you're going to see Lucky Peak Reservoir and the Boise River that I was telling you about. So let's just head that way and see what we can see. Yeah, I mean, you know, I told you this this part of the Boise River is in a little bit of a gorge, and this is kind of the perfect spot for it because we're far enough away from the dam that, you know, that's critical infrastructure that we're not allowed to fly at, and the park there, it's called Discovery Park, I believe. I'm trying to remember exactly, but there you see the river. Pretty darn cool. I knew you'd like this, and that's Highway 21 off to the side there. And here with this little drone, we're getting the opportunity to take a look at this. This is worth the trip, and this is exactly what I'd hoped to see from taking off in this location. And you know, the other thing I'm going to say is the little Nano Plus is perfect for this kind of shot because of this vivid color profile. We're not going to go too far over there because that is Discovery Park right there, where you see all those trees. So we're not going to go over that at all. In fact, we're probably just going to turn around right here and give you a look the other way. So that what you see there, let me pick up the camera just a little. That is Lucky Peak Dam, and yeah, all courtesy of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So let's kind of turn around here and give you another look at the area. What a great spot to fly a drone. Like I said, the takeoff location wasn't much, but you know, once you get out here, oh, look at this. You know, when you drive through this, when I drive up to Lucky Peak Reservoir, I'm actually driving through this area here on Highway 21. So yeah, we got a little bit of a false reading on obstacle avoidance there, and we're not even really facing into the sun. So sometimes when you're facing into the sun, you can kind of expect that. But yeah, for some reason my my little Nano has been susceptible to issues with the obstacle avoidance. So we're going to just go, we're going downriver. Yeah, and that was a rear sensor error right there. So don't know what that's about, but only Autel knows for sure. So that dam you see off in the distance is the Boise Diversion Dam, and boy, you can see they are not putting much water down the river now. I didn't realize how much they had shut down the amount of water that they're putting down the river. Let me drop the camera down. Let's just kind of get a look down at the river and into the gorge here. Yeah, I mean, you can see there's just a trickle going down there. So this is going to be a fairly short flight because, as you can see with this drone, you know, you don't have a lot of flight time on the batteries with this guy. However, what we see is good enough here, and this is a pretty good look. So just saw another vehicle came in front of me here. It looks like he's heading out into the pucker brush. He's going to do some four-wheeling, it looks like. So I wish I had the drone here so you could see. He's even got a shovel on the back and so forth. He's an overlander, this guy. Wish I could show you a picture of it. Well, you probably saw it on the, I will be able to show you a picture of it because I got the Action 2 going. Hey, so one of the other things I wanted to point out to you is this area here. You see a little pull out there, a little parking area. So what people do there is they park there and they climb the cliffs here. So there's a whole group of folks that tend to climb these cliffs. And I'm watching where this guy's going in his truck. He is definitely doing some, he's going through some serious ruts and stuff. He's got a camper on there. He's all set. So that's the diversion dam. We're not going to get too close to that either. I don't know if they still consider that critical infrastructure or not, and I've seen other drone videos where people have flown over it, but I'm not going to. So yeah, boy, I'm running into that classic situation. I'm on my iPhone, and I'm spoiled by the smart controllers or the controllers with a built-in FPV screen. The RC Pro and the DJI RC that comes with the Mini 3. Okay, let's sweep around here and kind of give you a look. And so what I want to point out to you on the diversion dam, why do they call it a diversion dam? If you look off to the left there, that is a canal. So they divert water for irrigation. And then this dam also, that's a little power plant there. And I'm not sure if it's I don't know, I'm not sure who owns that power plant, whether it's Idaho Power or who, but we can kind of look over. And again, you see those cliffs on the side there. A lot of rock climbers climb those cliffs. They pull over there, they go up there, and they climb those cliffs. So they got more courage than I do. A lot of free climbers and interesting stuff. So here we are. This is, again, this is part of the Oregon Trail. Let me pick that camera back up. And let's see, we're down to 54% battery. Yeah, and you see the housing developments off here. I drove right by those to get where I'm at. Just kind of giving you kind of a look here at the territory. So, okay, let's come back this direction. And you can see there's a trail right on the top of the ridge there. Like I said, I'm struggling to see it because my phone is dimming quite a lot. But, you can hike clear along the top of this ridge. And there's the state of Idaho has an Oregon Trail park that you can pull into, and they've got the trails marked, etc. Okay, we are down to 50% battery, so I'm going to start heading back. We're going to come back this way for a ways, and then we'll do a return to home and bring this guy back to us. Discretion is the better part of valor, as I like to say. In other words, caution makes sense to me. I've always wanted to fly this, always wanted to show you guys this, and so now we got the opportunity, and I'm pretty tickled that I get to do it with the little Autel Nano Plus. It's got an amazing camera, and I can't wait to look at the video off the SD card because this thing has a brilliant color profile. So yeah. There we are. What are we down to? 45% battery. Oh, we're good shape. Let's kind of turn it around this way. And again, now we're getting an aircraft nose. Those are the kind of problems that, boy, I wish Autel could figure out. And I know I'm not the only one that has them because I've talked to other people. And my drone in particular, the downward-facing sensors don't work correctly. Okay, let's go ahead and hit return to home. Let's do it. I'm going to do it on the controller. I'm holding down that button now. And it's going into return to home. So it's pointing right back towards us here. And we're going to pay attention and make sure that we are well above those power lines. And we are. We're at a pretty good height here. We're at 66 meters high. So I'm quite sure we're higher than the power lines, but those of us that fly drones, power lines are kind of the boogeyman, right? We're always looking at those. So you can see the territory here, and this is the kind of stuff that the pioneers went over with in their wagon trains. There I am down there. Let me drop the camera down. as we go, and I hear the drone. And down she comes. Let's see if it'll actually land. What we're going to get is it's going to tell us that it doesn't know if it's safe to land or not. That's what we're going to get. As it, yeah, it reorients itself here. Yeah, and that's what I'm telling you. Unsafe environment, confirmed to continue landing. So let's click that. And yeah, so it's coming down now. So sometimes it won't even come down, and that's me picking the camera back up. And I'll stand out here on the street. We'll watch this guy as it comes down. We're landing with 33% battery, so that's about right. Yeah, and it's landing pretty darn close to its takeoff point. You're going to see that on the action too. And down we go.
Gimbal is not ready. Stop recording.
Okie dokie, let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the Autel Evo Nano Plus flying here by the over the Boise River. This was a cool spot to take off from because we have that access over there. So one of these days I'll pull over in the pullover when I'm down there in the I don't know if you'd call it a gorge or a canyon or whatever, but when I'm down in there, and we'll do a flight from there. But I thought this looked pretty cool, and the little Autel Evo Nano Plus was a good drone for it. I can't wait to look at the SD card footage that we got here. I had really a good time on this flight. Hey, and so the other thing I want to talk about is this drone. And you know, you've heard me criticize, you know, some of the issues that I've had with this drone or whatever, but on top of all that, it really does what it's supposed to do, right? It flies well. It's got a great connection. The connection that Autel has with that controller in this drone, I think is better than what I see on my DJI drones with the RC-N1 or with the Mini 3 with the DJI RC. So I'm just telling you, good solid connection, and that's really important. And what's the other important thing about when you're flying a drone is the camera. That's why we buy these drones. I got an aircraft right above me here, so I don't know if you guys can hear that. But the reason that we buy these drones is to get good pictures and video quality with them. This guy does that amazingly well. The flight controls are wonderful, so it works quite well. So you hear me talk about all those other little details, you know, the obstacle avoidance and those things. They really are kind of an aside compared to what you get with the camera quality and flyability of this product. So anyway, that's about it. Again, you guys probably won't see this video till a month or maybe even more after I actually did the flight, but I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really do appreciate you taking the time to look at this video, and of course, I will see you on the next one. Bye now.